Hello there and welcome back to another episode of Craft Therapy. For this week's video we are going to be finishing off our placemat, and if you have been following along you know that we are working on a major project which involves the Jamaican colors and making a placemat table setting of 12 pieces. Now to finish off we are going to slip stitch in, so I'm coming from where we left off, right? To finish off this row we're going to slip stitch into that chain 3 that we would have started our row with as per usual. Slip stitch into the other 2 double crochets that we have there. So 1 and 2, and then, but you know what just occurred to me? We're changing color, so I don't need to do all of this slip stitching. Come to think of it, I can just slip stitch into the one and tie off. Okay, let's do that, because we're changing color. In the original pattern they don't change color when they get here in terms of what we're about to do, but I am changing color, so I can afford to tie it off. I can afford to tie it off, right? So let's snip and tie it off. Alright, and that's how we're looking. If I'd realized I would have cut it from last week, but let's change color, and we're going to be putting on our green. Now for the placemats, what I have been doing is the color that I have in the center is the color I eventually want on the end, but there are 4 layers to it, so I kind of reverse it in a sense. So it's yellow, green, black, green, and then yellow. Alright, so today we're going to put on the green section, which is our 4th layer, and in the interest of time, because I don't think I need an entire video for the edging, I'm going to put on the edging in this video as well. So to start our new design or new color, we put our hook into any of our shells and pull through the new color. If you were using the same color you would have done what I was doing, which is to slip stitch going across. Can you see me? Let me pull you down a little bit. Which would have been to slip stitch going across. Catch the focus. This piece is getting really big and hard for you to see, eh? I think that's a good focus, right? So you'd have just slip stitch going across and then gotten into the center of your shell stitch, and you keep going with what I'm about to do. So we're now going to be working some treble crochets. So I pull my thread through. I'm just trying to make sure I have a long enough tail that it doesn't pull out on me. And we're going to do 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, I could anchor it if I chose to, but so I have 2 methods really of joining like this. I can anchor it, or I can just crochet and weave the tail in and it will stay anchored as well. And that counts as a treble crochet with a chain 1 space in between. In this same shell space we're going to put 8 more trebles. So I'm just pulling back on the tail as I go to make sure that it's not unraveling as I go. So you remember what treble crochets are, right? Because we did them on the border motifs, I believe. So treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet, chain 1, and we're going to be doing that in each of the shells as we're going around. Alright, so I just want to show you how we put them in and then eventually jump the bridge. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Chain 1. You're gonna have a total of 9, by the way. So I counted the first the chain 4 that I'm using as a treble crochet in the count as well, because I want to end up with 9. All right, this should now be 7. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 7. Chain 1. 8. Chain 1 and 9. Chain 1. And with that chain 1, we're now going to put a single crochet into our chain 6 space from the row below, and then chain 1 and start our new set of trebles in the next shell. And we're going to do the same thing. Chain 1 spaces in between. So in each shell, we're going to be putting 9 treble crochets with chain 1 spaces in between. To jump the gap, we do chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then we go back to our shells. So I just want to finish this second set to show you what it will look like. It's going to look like it's puckering and pulling a bit, but that is how it is supposed to look. It's a part of the design. So it's not going to be a straight circle. It's almost going to look like flower petals going around as you complete the design. Alright, and again, I'm not going to really hold you hostage for this portion of the video, because that's a lot of crocheting for you to sit and watch, right? And in essence, I just want you to get the methodology, the process, the stitches that are being used at each level, and you can do it on your own time at your own pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just one more. And that's it. So that's how we're looking. So I am going to chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, back to my shell for another 9 treble crochets. So I'll meet you when we get back here, and then we're going to put on our edging, as I said before. So this is going to be a pretty short video for all intents and purposes. So see you when we get back here. Alright, so we're finishing off our last set of treble crochets in our shell. So I am at 5, so we need 4 more. So this is 6. I think my camera shifted slightly. Better. And I had my window open earlier and I realized it was a little bit too bright, so I just closed back the curtain. And I think you're seeing it better now. Seven. 8. And 9. Chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and into the 4th chain. Remember, we started with 5 chains to give our treble crochet plus a chain 1. Into the 4th chain we slip stitch. Okay, now I'm looking at it before I cut it off because I'm trying to think if I can actually just change color or if I have to cut it off. I think I'm going to cut it off, but then I'm going to start my new color right beside it. Right? In the interest of time and brain power, let's just cut it off. And this is what our... So rude, the camera just cut me off because I was zooming a bit, eh? But this is what we are looking like. It's not the size of a placemat just yet, because we do have some other stuff to do. But for this video, I'm going to just finish off with our gold edging or yellow edging. And to do that, we are going to simply attach. So let me bring it in closer, because if I try and zoom out, the camera might turn off again, or zoom in rather, it might turn off. So let us attach our new color, and this edging is very, very simple, and it's the same edging that we're going to be putting onto our border motifs in terms of the design, not the color, because the colors will change. So we just pull through, chain 1 to anchor it. Let's catch the focus a little bit better. Noisy birds. And then in the same space, so we put it into a chain 1 space, by the way. In the same space we do a single crochet to really and truly hold it in, right? So there we have it. And the pattern going around is quite simple. It's just chain 1 to get over the stitch, and then in the chain 1 space we single crochet. So chain 1, single crochet. So this is why it is very important that you have those chain 1 spaces accounted for as we're going around and putting in the treble crochets. It's very important that you have all of that done. Otherwise, when the time comes for you to be putting on your edging, you're not gonna have a chain 1 space to put it into, right? I'm doing just the first one because it's quite a few shells going around, and we want to ensure that I don't keep you hostage. So I'm doing the first one to show you what it should look like, and also how we're going to jump the gap from section to section, from treble group to treble group, okay? So we are now at the bridge. So we're going to do the same thing, chain 1, and down into this chain 1 space on this side we put a single crochet, and we are not going to chain 1 to jump across. We're simply going to go over to the other side and single crochet, and then we pick up again, chain 1, single crochet. So every time you see a stitch, you know you have to chain 1 to go over it. When you get to the space, you single crochet to secure it. And that's it. That is it. So I will bring you back when I'm at the end and we can take it from there. My phone, let me apologize, chooses now to interrupt or flow. But I'll bring you back when I get to the end. And we are almost done. Done, done, done. As per usual with all of these tails, getting to the end is a little bit finicky. So we work our way pretty carefully. Take my time here. So I have a chain on already. So I need to go single crochet, chain, into the bridge section there, single crochet, and to cross over, single crochet again. I'm looking for it carefully. Single crochet, and then chain, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the single crochet where we started. And a chain to anchor it. And we're done. All right, bear with me, let me pull you out. And to pull out, I literally just raise the camera rather than try and zoom out, because when I try and zoom out, it kind of shuts off sometimes. Let me raise you up a little bit more. Alright, it's getting nice and big. It's more than 6 inches in diameter so far, and yeah, this may be a little bit small for dinner plate, but we're not done yet. We're not done, but that's it for this video. How are we looking? I think we are looking fantastic. So just to recap, we have 4 layers to this placemat section. We have our center. We have a contrasting color here. We have our shell section. We have our treble crochet section. And I just put on the edge because the treble crochet was just one part of the video. And putting on the edging wasn't going to be too difficult. But I think it's looking good. The other designs that we have, the other combinations that we have coming up, we have yellow, black, green. So the shell section will be green. And then black and then yellow. And then of course we're gonna have green center, and we do those combinations all over again, but we're looking good. So this is the end of the 4 parts of this section of the placemat. Next week I am going to join the border motifs that we have been working on, these border motifs, to this, and we're going to use the same edging pattern, but I'm going to show you how we join it and explain to you then why I put some of my tails the way I put them, so that eventually I can hide them, you know what I mean? But next week is this. So thank you for having joined me, and remember, keep those hands busy so that your mind can be at peace. Happy crafting.